Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing universe, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. So, got a question for you all. Have you ever said, I'm just tired, but I don't even know why? I could relate with this right now because I'm exhausted today, and I really don't know why because I slept for a good 12 hours, but I'm still tired. Well, welcome to our show. This is a show for you. We are in interesting times, and, energetically, it's just like, what if I'm tired because it's not why I think I'm tired? So I think this is going to be a real good show for people. So, especially for many people who are just exhausted by life right now. So, when we talk about physical exhaustion, sometimes we're just, our bodies are just worn out. Sometimes you could sleep for 8 hours and you wake up even more tired. What's that all about? It's just like, and for me, I slept for 12 hours and I felt like I woke up in this funk and I'm still tired. Unfortunately, we live in a culture that, they think that fatigue um, with physical exertion or lack of sleep is what fatigue is. But when we say I'm tired, but I don't know why, it's the chronic tiredness that is not about a rest, it's about restoration. So we're going to talk more today about restorative um, health and wellness, and why that's more important than just kind of going through the motions. Because when we talk about the physical aspect, we're talking about the physical body, but what if you're emotionally, mentally, or even spiritually tired or exhausted? Okay, all of those things come into play, and I think they're so instrumental in laying the foundation of possibly why our bodies are tired and we just feel like we need to be a slug on the couch and do nothing, or what I guess the new terminology is bed rotting. I almost died when I heard that saying, but I guess it's apparently when kids stay in their bed all day long and just don't do anything in it's a new term, and it's just like, it just cracked me up. Bed rotting. Okay, well, that's an interesting concept. So are you bed rotting? I mean, really? sometimes sometimes that's just the thing to do, because you just need to just relax and just totally be. And that's like being. It's not about doing anything, it's just allowing yourself to be in the moment. So like I said, some things to ponder and think about. Are you emotionally, mentally, or spiritually tired? Are you carrying invisible burdens that no amount of sleep can heal? These are things to think about, because I think it shows up in our bodies, later. It's like all these things that are happening emotionally, mentally, and spiritually are like under the surface of the water level of an iceberg. Okay, it's a hidden part of the iceberg. And when we're seeing the iceberg, that's the physical part. But yet those things are running the show. And when that becomes so um, overwhelming on the unconscious level, it tips into our physical bodies. Okay, that's kind of how that works. So another thing to consider too is that where in your life are you, it's like, where are you draining your energy? That happens quite a bit. when we drain our energy, um, maybe people are tapping into us, they're courting to us, or maybe we're even courting into them. It's like we're leaking our energy out on an unconscious level. So, oftentimes we think, people are draining us, but maybe we're draining ourselves because on an unconscious level, we're tapping into other people's and we're courting other people. This is something we don't talk about too often, but it's very true. I mean, and once you have that conscious awareness of it, it's a little more challenging to keep doing that. About energy leaks and unseen drains, it's not what you do, it's what drains you. So, maybe this could be a relationship, or maybe it's a job, or maybe it is even where you live. Your house is a live being as well, and if there's things happening in your house, maybe there's something happening within you that needs to be addressed. I'm kind of chuckling a little bit because my neighbor next door yesterday, it seems that house has a lot of stuff happening to it all the time. And I feel that the houses have a frequency, and if the frequency is not in alignment of the house with the people who live in it, there is things that happen within the house. Maybe your electrical system has bugs in it, or your plumbing isn't working efficiently. But it's like, and maybe it's time to do a space clearing. Sometimes clearing out the energy in the home where you live in needs to be purged. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just like the energy, your homes and where you live, and even like all buildings hold frequency and energy of things that have happened there, or sometimes what's happening on the ground level too. If there's like ley lines, or if, homes were built, God forbid, on old cemeteries, like, Native American burial grounds, this will affect the property as far as the consciousness of like a home. Now I know we diverted a little bit, but this is, I think very related to what drains our and leaks our energy. If you're living in a home where it doesn't seem like it is, a lot of things are happening, a lot of times the home reflects the energy of the people who are currently in it. And what happens is also, we may be unaware that we're contributing to this on some level because maybe we're not awake enough to know that. So I feel that when we energetically clear out where our home where we're living, it sets the home's energetic patterning to ground zero. So it's like more in alignment with where you are, and it adapts to the new energy that you bring to your home environment. I mean, usually that's an easy fix, unless, you have a home that there's a lot of esoteric and, really weird energy that happens in it, and even cleaning the house is not going to assist. Sometimes you have to get the big guns out and get somebody who actually does, you know, um, home cleanings energetically on a professional level to do that. So anyway, so let's go back to, the energetic leaks and the unseen drains that, happen to us that really can create fatigue and tiredness. It's like when you're giving away your energy to other people, okay? Sometimes it's like you give away your energy from a cup that's half filled, okay? You're not filling yourself up and giving from the overflow of you being full. It's like your cup is half full and you're just, plugging in or letting the other people plug into you and just suck you dry. And, this is what we call sometimes psychic vampirism, where people hook into you, and it's not that it's like almost you're not aware of it because you'll be around people and when you first are around them, you're feeling really good, and by the time you're done, you leave these people, you're just drained and tired and fatigued. Usually what happens is that they hook into you and they suck your energy out, so they're becoming better and more alive, and they're depleting you. That's kind of how the dance happens, and a lot of this happens on an unconscious level. You don't have the awareness that this is happening, but yet it is. And you have to really you know create the awareness of that. And once you're aware of it, then you could do some other things, to protect yourself and prevent that from happening. It's about creating better boundaries for yourself. So energy leaks happen when we give our power away unknowingly. And like I said, a lot of this is unknowingly, unconsciously. Okay. We just, we are doing this. It's like when we say yes when we mean no, and we're over giving, or giving and giving and giving to people without any reciprocity, and we're not allowing ourselves to receive, or we're not receiving. There's no balance. It's like we hold the space for other people without boundaries. So when people say I'm holding the space for you, sometimes that is it's holding the space for keeping so you're feeling safe. And when you're saying holding the space without setting any boundaries to that, that's where you get your energy sucked out of you as well. And the other thing that I think a lot of people do, and they do this unconsciously, and I think maybe this is a cultural thing as well. Or from our family lineage, it's like keeping the peace at your own expense. No matter what's going on, I'm gonna be the peacekeeper, and it's like you are trying to control the energies. And guess what? That's exhausting. So it's like it's not worth keeping the peace at your own expense, because you're the one who's going to suffer from that. And it's okay to have conflict and have disagreements and stuff like that. That's part of the human experience. And the other thing too is that another way that you lose your energy is absorbing others' emotions and unresolved chaos. It's like, for an example, somebody starts unloading on you and they're really projecting all of their stuff onto you. And you, on an unconscious level, absorb all of that and take it on as yours to fix. So you're taking on their unresolved emotions and unresolved chaos, and you're trying to fix it energetically. This is the dance that happens. And this is more on an unconscious level. So when you become more conscious and awake, this is when it's really time for you to set boundaries and realize that when they're starting to spew off stuff, it's really telling about what the person truly is, because they're telling you everything about them when they start projecting things outside of themselves onto other people. And if you happen to be the person that's in their pathway, please do not take it on as your truth. I think what's really helpful is just be an observer, and to don't take it on, just observe, like pop the popcorn and watch the show basically. And they'll tell you so much about who they are that you'll realize, oh, thank you very much. And then you could just walk away without taking it on as yours, because that's what those people do. Okay. So please don't take on other people's stuff. Just observe what's going on. This is when you become more awake, this is perfect for you. And I'm just going to segue into something as well. I have this program called I'm Awake Now What? And if you're on the waking up phase of where you are in your life, this is a program for you. And I just invite you to go onto my website, drdoloresfazino.com, and you'll see a tab for I'm Awake Now What. Just go check it out because we offer resources, tools, and weekly conversations with Cozy and Dolores on different topics, and we would love to have you. So we're segueing off to our first break on the Dr. Dolores Show, and we're listening to Dr. Dolores on Inspired Choices Network. And when we come back, we'll talk more about how we leak our energy. Stay tuned.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And we're talking about, being tired and, about energy leaks and what creates being tired when you're always tired and you're sleeping 8 or 10 hours a night and you're exhausted. And it's not because you're oversleeping, it's about because there's more going on than what's happening in your physical body. There's the emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects that are actually overwhelmed and creating your body fatigue. So, before break, we were talking about how energy leaks. And, I just want to recap that. It's just like when you say yes, when you mean to say no, that's about boundaries. Overgiving without reciprocity, that's another thing about boundaries and not having any. And holding space for others without boundaries. So don't give other people carte blanche that they could just come into your energy field when you're holding the space for them. It's just you're holding the space for them to get through the crisis that they're in right now. Another thing that keeps people, when people lose their energy, it's like trying to keep peace at your own expense. It's like sometimes it's better just to be your true authentic self and just call a spade, and of course people around you aren't going to like it, but you know what, that's on them. It has nothing to do with you. It's about you taking your power back and absorbing others' emotions and unresolved chaos. That's where projection comes in. When other people project all their, excuse the expression, shit onto you, you don't have to take it as your truth because it's not. And it'll be very telling about what the person actually is all about if you're brave enough to just observe and witness and not interact. Okay. So remember, each leak is small, but over time, it's the chronic depletion that gets us. And when we're not consciously managing our energy, it can feel like we're running on empty, even when nothing big has happened. This is why it's really important to be aware and set boundaries and create some tools for yourself to help yourself. So another thing that contributes to a lot of fatigue and tiredness is unprocessed emotions that weigh you down and literally weigh you down. How many of us have problems with our weight? Okay. I think that's a multifaceted approach or issue that's not, like it's about diet and exercise. There's more going on to weight than people really give it credit to. And I feel a lot of it is unprocessed emotions that, literally are weighing you down. And you put on the poundage because you're protecting yourself energetically. So those suppressed or repressed emotions like grief, anger, shame, disappointment just don't disappear. Um, when they become stuck in your energy field. So all those things are emotions and they're energetic they're energetic processes, and our natural tendency is to ignore stuff or pretend they're not there or try to bypass them. But if they've never been resolved, it's like a bubble of energy, okay, that gets trapped, and it gets trapped in your energy field. Okay. And then over time, if you continue to do that time and time again, your whole energy field is full of these stuck bubbles of unprocessed emotion. Okay. So guess what? That will topple over into your physical body. You might start gaining weight. Your body will be in resistance, and it creates a lot more than just, tension, anxiety, and fatigue. So it's really important to really address those things that we have stashed away to never see again, because if you ignore it, it'll go away. It doesn't go away. When you ignore it, it actually grows bigger. Okay. It's like examples to explore if your people are kind of, not sure what I'm talking about. Maybe there's been an unresolved argument that you still are holding on to, like maybe a grudge or unforgiveness or something like that. Or maybe there's grief you haven't given yourself permission to fully feel, especially if, you lost somebody and all this chaos was happening at the same time. You never truly were able to grieve the loss of that person or the loss of situations that you might have experienced. Maybe you're carrying emotional burdens for others, especially those of us who are empaths, intuitives, and highly sensitive people, because we just take on other people's stuff. And we do it more on an unconscious level. And this is about becoming more aware of maybe we're doing that, and to um, take off the neon sign that's energetically unconscious saying open for business, and you're not, you're closed. So it's about setting an energetic boundary so you don't take on other people's emotional burdens. We need to remember that the emotional body needs expression. When we ignore it, it acts out through tiredness, fogginess, or disconnection. Fatigue is a call inward to feel what's asking to be seen. And I'm going to say that again because I think that's so profound. Fatigue is a call inward to feel what's asking to be seen. So, for those of us who are aware of that, and I just got an epiphany that I'm going to share. It's like I've been on cleansing fast for the last 30 days. And what's been interesting is that as I drop weight, it's like the energetic components of the weight that is being removed, it's just like the emotional components are no longer hiding in that fat, if you want to call it, because the fat is gone. And now that emotional experience or thing that maybe was half processed or I call half baked is coming into surface to really be looked at, um, healed, transformed, and transcended and transmuted. So just know that when you start losing weight, sometimes you get a little angry or, you'll get emotional and stuff like that. And people say, oh, that's because you're losing weight and you're not eating enough. No, that's not what's really going on. This is what's going on. Energetically, those things that were trapped in your body can no longer be hiding, and they're coming out in order to be experienced, processed, healed, and transmuted and transcended. So just know that that this is what's happening. So, let's talk about the spiritual misalignment or soul fatigue. When your soul is not being lived, your energy disappears. Okay. That's another profound statement. When your soul is not being lived, your energy disappears. It's almost like that light that is within you, that is your soul, is being dampened. This is often the root of the tired for no reason experience, being off path with your soul's desires. Okay. So if this is happening to you, I invite you to really kind of lean into this. Maybe you're working in a job that no longer aligns with who you are. Maybe, are you saying yes to obligations that feel hollow? Or are you performing, pretending, or placating others? Things to remember. And are you ignoring your intuition and inner guidance? These are all things that can spiritually misalign you or create soul fatigue. And, soul fatigue is real. It's not cured by naps or vacation. It's actually healed by realignment, by choosing what is true for you. Not your husband, not your kids, not your friends, not your family, but for you. When you reconnect with your essence, inspiration and energy begin to return. Often the fatigue is a messenger. It's an invitation to come back home to yourself. So that's something to ponder. Where are you not aligned with who you are at a very deep level? It's time to really take a deep dive and have a relationship and get to know who you are. And listen to those intuitive hits that are becoming louder and louder as you become stiller and stiller. So another thing that can drain your energy too is your environment, because that affects your energy. If your environment, for those people who like to collect things, is it cluttered or chaotic in your environment where you live? Are you in overexposure to screens, digital stimulation? Are you surrounded by negative people or toxic dynamics? Or you're not in nature a lot, or you don't quiet your mind and you don't really acknowledge beauty? Take inventory, because we live in an energy supportive environment. And sometimes the solution isn't internal, it's about rearranging your outer world to match your inner needs. Your nervous system needs sanctuary, not just sleep. So, if you're really enjoying what you're hearing on the Dr. Dolores Show, I invite you to like, follow, and subscribe on your favorite broadcasting platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you tune in. Because when we rise together, the frequency shifts for everyone. And we're going to go on to our next break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the importance of what true rest really means. And I'm going to lead you into a guided meditation. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And we've been talking about being tired for no reason on our show today. And we were talking about why it's important to have boundaries and really step into our power and take our power back. And sometimes, being, it's not a physical fatigue, it's more of a mental, spiritual, or emotional fatigue that we're experiencing, and then it shows up in our physical bodies. So, before break, we talked about, our environment affects your energy, and what we're going to talk about now is what true rest really means. So, how often we think, oh, after I do all my accomplishments, my reward is to rest. Well, that's not really a good idea because rest is not a reward. It's actually a requirement. Okay. Rest is not just sleep. It's actually taking time away from your responsibilities. It's about mental stillness and breaks from decision fatigue. It's really about being more creative, playful, and joyful. It's about spending time in nature, and it's just providing a space just to be without doing or producing. Okay. So I joked about this earlier about the bed rotting thing. It's like maybe your kids are just being And that's totally okay because in our society, we automatically think that they're depressed or they're not, something's wrong with them. And that's not the case at times. It may be they're just being, and maybe you need to take some insight and learn something from your children. Maybe it might be a good idea that you be a little more and maybe even bedrot as well. Whatever. Sometimes it's just like you just need to, you know, un I'm not going to say uncheck in, but it's like to check out for, just a little bit of time just to recharge your batteries energetically. There's nothing wrong with that. It's probably a necessity and not something that's, optional. Okay. Like I was saying, so many people are unknowingly addicted to productivity. They don't know how to truly rest. They feel tired, but keep pushing. And relearning rest is essential to healing invisible exhaustion. Okay. It's not about doing more, it's about being more connected to your center. And with that in mind, we're just going to go into a guided meditation now. And I'm hoping that this is going to help you reclaim your energy and to just allow you to take a reprieve away from the noise and just allow yourself to become more grounded, aware, and maybe even less tired and more awake and vibrant. So I just invite you to just find a comfortable position and allow your body to settle and gently close your eyes. And just let your breath bring you into the present moment. Inhale slowly through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. With each breath, just allow your shoulders to soften and let your jaw unclench and relax, and let your heart space open slightly. You are safe here, you are supported, and you are allowed to rest. Now, bring your attention to the base of your spine and the soles of your feet. Imagine beautiful roots growing downward from your body deep into the earth. Through soil, stone, and layers of time, your roots connect with the earth's calm and steady heartbeat. Feel that grounding energy rise up to meet you, supporting your spine, cradling your hips, and anchoring you in presence. Say silently to yourself, I give myself permission to ground. I give myself permission to be held. Now imagine a soft boat hovering above your head. This light begins to pour gently over you, like warm sunlight. It moves down over your scalp, your face, your neck and shoulders. It continues flowing through your arms, chest, belly, back, hips, legs, all the way down to your feet. As it flows, it clears away any energy that isn't yours. Any burdens, expectations, or emotions you've absorbed from others are now washed away. Let the light carry it all into the earth for composting and renewal. You are not responsible for what is not yours to carry. And just say silently, I give myself permission to release what no longer serves me. Now, gently bring your awareness to your heart center and just imagine it glowing, a soft, radiant pulse of your own essence. Now, in your mind's eye, begin calling your energy back to you. Wherever you've left fragments of yourself, maybe in past conversations, relationships, responsibilities, or emotional entanglements, call those pieces home back to you. Visualize your energy returning to your heart like beams of light. From other people, maybe from old timelines, maybe from unresolved situations. With each breath, more of you returns. You feel fuller, clearer, and more complete. And just say to yourself, I give myself permission to call all of me back. I am whole. I am home. Now, imagine a soft golden sphere surrounding your entire body. This is your energetic boundary, your sacred space. It allows in what nourishes you and gently deflects what does not. It is not a wall. It's a filter of love, clarity, and discernment. Feel the quiet strength of this boundary. This is your container for vitality. This is your space to rest, recharge, and thrive. And just say to yourself, I give myself permission to protect my energy, my sacred space. Now, take a few final deep breaths. Inhale clarity, exhale exhaustion. Inhale peace, and exhale pressure. Feel the shift that has happened however subtle. You've come home to yourself. You've honored your energy. You've chosen presence over performance. And I just invite you to gently wiggle your toes and your fingers, roll your shoulders if that feels good. And when you're ready, softly open your eyes. Welcome back. You are restored. You are empowered. You are enough, just as you are. So welcome back, everybody. And we're going on to our next break. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Vizino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And when we come back, we'll wrap it up for our episode. See you soon.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Vizino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Vizino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresvizino.com. Now, back to the program.
Back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and we're talking about tired for no reason today. And we went over how it's not just the physical tiredness that we may be experiencing, it might be the emotional, mental, and spiritual tiredness as well. And that's all the stuff that's under the surface or hidden or unconscious that may be contributing to why we're so fatigued. And, if you love what you're listening to on our show, I just invite you to follow us on your favorite platforms. And be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And we would love to hear what you have to say too. So just leave us a review. It helps others find the show and join our growing community of conscious creators and soul seekers. And remember, when we rise together, the frequency shifts for everybody, okay? So we're going to talk about some takeaways from today's show. Just remember that tiredness isn't always physical. Like I said, it can be energetic, emotional, and or spiritual. Invisible energy leaks often come from overgiving, lack of boundaries, and unhealed emotions. And especially if we have that tendency that, well, I already dealt with that. You know what? You might have, but maybe you're going to a deeper level and another layer of that particular emotion. It's like peeling away layers of an onion. So be teachable and be open and receptive to possibilities, okay? Um, because it's an opportunity for your soul to really realign with who you are. You may feel exhausted because your soul is out of alignment, just like what I said, not because you're doing too much, because things are not, energy, there's pockets of energy that maybe have not been dealt with. Maybe they have not been looked at, dealt with. Maybe they've been ignored, but these things are calling out to you, and it's a cry for you. It's a cry that your body is talking to you to go deeper so you could clear up and heal whatever's holding you back from being truly aligned. Another thing to remember that why you could be so exhausted is that your environment and your relationships significantly impact your vitality. So take inventory. Are you surrounded by people who lift you up, or are they, they're downers and they're not fun to be with, or you feel drained after you're with them? These are hints, but where also are you energetically hooking into them as well? Okay, it's a two-way street. Yes, sometimes people hook into you, but we hook into other people as well. And this is, about not bleeding out our energy no matter how it happens. Okay. And lastly, you can reclaim your energy through intentional rest, grounding, and energetic hygiene. Just like what we just listened to, or what you listened to as I was guiding you through a meditation to help you reclaim your vitality and create less fatigue for yourself. So just remember, being tired for no reason is often your soul whispering for a reset. When you begin listening to the subtle signals before they become shouts, you can course correct with compassion. And really, it's all about having self-compassion and self-love. It's not about pushing through fatigue, but about returning to yourself. Allow yourself to be more, set boundaries, rest, and stillness are essential. They're not luxuries. They are lifelines for your well-being. You are not lazy. You are likely leaking energy where your heart no longer wants to. Honor the truth and gently choose again. So I'm going to leave you with a quote, and this is from myself. Sometimes the reason you're tired isn't because you need sleep. It's because your soul is tired of pretending. So next week on the Dr. Dolores Show, I have a question for you all. Have you ever chased a job, title, or career path thinking it would finally lead you to your purpose? Well, next week we're going to talk about purpose isn't a job, it's a frequency. And it's more, purpose is, I'm going to say, multifaceted, okay? True purpose isn't found in external achievements. It's an inner energetic frequency you embody. When you align with this frequency, opportunities, people, and pathways naturally resonate with your soul's mission. It's the best form of advertising. Whenever you're in a life transition, questioning your career, or seeking deeper fulfillment, this conversation will help you drop the labels and start listening to your inner guidance. So stay tuned next week, because for those people who are purpose-driven, this episode's for you. So just as a reminder that love yourself, have some self-compassion, because you are worth it. See you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.